Okay. Oh. You guys can't hear the music. Hang on. There it is. Here, I'm gonna put on this. Leave it there for a couple minutes. I was gonna do something. Can you hear this? How about this? Can you hear this? Yeah. Oh yeah, the Malo Mart thing. Yeah, I keep like putting that at the back of my head. Like I'm like, I know I gotta do this, but I keep forgetting about it. PS4 is a far better console. In fact, I don't own one, but I'm working toward getting one. Because there are quite a few games on it that I would love to own. Metal Gear Solid 5, Last Guardian. I know there's a new No Man's Sky is a game that really, really interests me. Destiny. The only thing that Xbox One has that I really, well, two things that Xbox One has that really make me want an Xbox One, but really the only two things is Halo 5 and Forza. Also, I'm just keeping it on the screen so anybody new can just see the title. I'm just too lazy to put it in the actual layout that we'll switch to in a second here. The screen you're showing is... Huh? Redstone, what are you talking about? Oh, you're making a terrible joke. I changed my name back on Twitter. Alright, we'll give it 2 more minutes. 2 more minutes. On the voting situation. If you haven't voted yet, go do it so that we can, you know, settle this. Hi, Sky. Once again, sorry, I'm just on this current screen right now just because I want people to see the title thing. It's like, do this to vote for the game. Yeah, I'm working on a new RTTTA. In fact, I'll probably shoot the last shots today. I've just kind of gotten behind on that. And then once I get those, I'm going to need Sonic 3 and Knuckles footage. Which I guess I could potentially record today if you guys vote for it. Like right now. I guess we'll see. If not, it's fine. I'll just record it later. The thing is that I was like gonna get somebody else. I was gonna get somebody else's footage just because mine is not going to be the prettiest looking, but I feel like I've given up on that, and because the guy with the really good looking, excuse me, the guy that has a really good looking footage is like not answering me at all. Like I've tried messaging him on YouTube like 2 or 3 times and he won't answer me. Add my face cam? No, I'm too lazy. The next RTTTA relates to Sonic, the early Sonic games. I'll give you that. Alright, it says we got 17 viewers here, so we need, if those extra 2 haven't voted yet, because there's 15 total votes, 2 of you need to vote. What is YouTube Red? It's basically the Twitch Turbo of YouTube. If you don't know what that is, it's basically you just pay to not see ads. Well, now we have 16 viewers, so I guess it's just one of us. Oh, great. Yeah, that's wonderful. Now we got a tie. Now we need a tiebreaker. Close call here, guys. We need a tiebreaker. Anybody, it says there's 17 viewers, so if there's anybody new here that hasn't voted. Oh, it says there's 17. Nope, but that's not a tiebreaker. Voted for something else different. I mean, I guess ultimately we can just come down to whatever I want to do. Or we can just play it fairly. Sonic Lost World is now out on Steam. Yes, I knew about this. Am I sick? No. But I woke up like an hour ago, so. It says 17 on my. There's 19 total votes. Oh, and Double Dash wins. Mario, I guess we're playing Mario Kart Double Dash. If I want to stop playing Double Dash, then we'll play something else. But I guess for the moment, we're playing Double Dash, so... What up, peeps? Also, I'm done with this TV. I've confirmed it, the HD TV. I'm talking about this. Not for, like, Mario Kart 8. Shoot. Not for, like, Mario Kart 8 or, you know, Wii games, but when it comes to anything prior to Wii, I'm using my CRT TV down here now. I've just figured out that despite the fact that it is going to be lower quality, my ability to play it and enjoy it is far better when I play on, you know, the TVs these consoles, these older consoles were, number one, originally meant for, and number two, what I grew up on. I grew up with CRT TVs. I didn't grow up with HD. The first time I used an HD TV for a video game, probably 2010. Earliest. Maybe 2011. I pretty much was using CRT TVs my entire life. So, yeah. I mean, all the way up until... yeah. Like, I was using my Wii on a CRT for a long time, too. Like, I didn't get into HD TVs for a long time. Shouldn't be a 10 FPS anymore. It looks more like it's 20, maybe 24. Okay, so, obviously, we have made the decision. We are playing Double Dash. Holy crap. Suddenly it takes a ginormous lead. Sorry, Sonic 3, Knuckles, you were close for a moment. Sup, Sam? Sam is, oh my gosh, it's Llama Man. You got a 55-inch HD TV? I don't know, we have a huge one upstairs, which actually looks way better playing the Wii U on, but the problem is I can't stream it upstairs, so, but I would prefer, I never play the Wii U anyway, but when I do, I would prefer to. I don't always play the Wii U, but when I do, I prefer to play it on a ginormous HD TV. Alright, so, yeah, I guess we're playing Double Dash. Let me grab the splitters. Ugh. Like, I knew I was gonna have to use the splitters, I just didn't know what I was, like, what specifically I was going to be using them on, if it was gonna be Genesis or GameCube or whatnot. So, I just kind of was too lazy to get to getting on it. Oh, here they are. Here it is, here it is, here it is. And then I need this. There we go. Alright, let's see how fast we can do this. Music's still running. Yes. Okay. Alright, let's see how quickly we can do this. And then... yellow. Okay. Now we need okay, that's, oh well, we'll have to remove it anyway, so may as well do it now. Pretty sure this is yo, legit though, guys, when I said Streets of Rage 2 is so fun, I ain't kidding, bro. Actually, I did that wrong. I ain't kidding, dude. That game, like, I remember I used to play that with my friend Christopher all the time. And I just remember I bought it off of Amazon again recently and played it again. And Chase actually came over and played it with me. And we both were like, yeah, this game... I was like, yeah, this game is as fun as I remember it. This game still holds up. And Chase, who had never played it before, was like, this is a really fun game. So I definitely, actually, you know what we need to do is make sure that I'm putting in the right ones, because I don't want to have like. That is in fact the right one. Okay, so. Okay. Yeah, you've never heard of it, Llama Man, because it's more than 5 years older than you. It's a Sega Genesis game. But Chris had a Sega Genesis, and we used to play Sega Genesis all the time. I think a big thing, Sam, is that like we grew up like on totally different games, and I think that's a lot of where like our preferences are like different. I think that's a big part of anybody's preference when it comes to video games, is like, what did you grow up on? Like what did you enjoy when you were younger? And you were much more like Xbox, PS2, well, I guess not PS3, but like Xbox 360 type of stuff. You know, whereas I was like pretty much Nintendo heavy as crap. Yeah, Chris had a Genesis. Well, technically he did not. Stephanie did. His big sister did. Yeah, technically, okay, I did it. Yeah, technically, it was Stephanie's, but I don't know if she ever played it, so we would play it. And they also had a 64, I remember that. And then they had an emulator for Pac-Man and Dig Dug, I remember that too. That was, I would say those are some of the earliest games I can actually remember playing. So obviously from the get-go, some of the earliest stuff I remember playing was some of the earliest games ever made, or at least up there. Obviously Pac-Man is not the first game ever made, not by a long shot, but it's definitely earlier on by a long shot. So I think like just like knowing that, like that obviously like just set a specific standard for what I enjoy. Which, you know, was far different than a lot of other people. You know, I remember some of the other first stuff I remember playing was like Nintendo 64 titles, like Super Mario 64, or even like NES, SNES titles. So, you know, I think ultimately like your preference just depends on like what the heck you started off with. That was my stupid Wii sensor bar. That thing. Okay, so here we go. Did it. Let's make sure the settings are correct. That looks correct. Let's just see what happens now. Yes, it is. Okay. That's a little loud. Is it working? It is in fact working. All right. Shut up, music. Wasn't I wearing this shirt yesterday? Yeah, I'm lazy. I'm a terrible person. I learned from Chris. Just blame Chris. We both just ended up getting too lazy about this stuff. So yes, I did in fact wear the shirt yesterday. Yeah, I remember they lost the courts of the Genesis a few years ago, but we used to play, like, he had like a ginormous like collection cartridge that had like tons of different games on it. And it had Streets of Rage 2, it had like Sonic 1 and 2. I think it may have even had a couple other things. And that had to be an expensive cartridge to hold all that. Anyway, yeah, that was kind of one of the things. I'm gonna get on the floor, which means I have to move my mic and everything else. This is gonna be a blast. Okay, here we go. All right, Mike, you're the worst. I would do the delay thing. I was trying to do that like video delay thing, so that my reactions were more on time. Unfortunately, it delays video on OBS, but not audio. What? Why? Like, why couldn't you just add the like, what crap is that? Okay, we did that, and then I need to move the camera down here. Yes, that is exactly where I want it. Perfect. That's the worst ever. Hang on. I look like a freaking white alien. We'll just, I guess we'll turn this on. Yeah, there you go. That feels more correct. Of course, the camera, of course, is not anywhere. And oh yeah, hang on. I see. If you're talking about the game, I see what you're talking about. It's a little coming out a little bit, a little too big. Little too big. Let's see how much we can correct this. That's pretty close. Let's see if we can go any further. Yep, we can. We can. Please tell me some of you guys have like been watching the Bob Ross stream and just watching what people are typing in. It's like the funniest thing. Some people are like totally depressed by it, and then there's me, and I'm like just sitting there laughing so hard. Like generally I'm this sentimental guy, even with like Bob Ross, because I mean I remember watching Bob Ross as a kid. Like they would actually air his shows on the on whatever, like PBS or something. And I would walk in and see it and watch them. Especially being the artist I was. I mean, am. I don't draw as much as I used to, but yeah. I mean, even though I was fascinated in how he was able to put together scenes. And all of that said, it's still funny to me, like looking at like the entire chat and what it's like. Because it seems like most of these people in the chat like almost seem like they're completely unaware of what they're watching. Like they don't even know. And they probably don't. They probably don't have a freaking clue what's going on. Hang on. Do 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 do. Ma ba da 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 ba. Okay. Redstone, what are you saying? Is my camera still off? Screw this stupid piece of junk. Just kidding. It's pretty flexible, as is clear, but I just can't adjust it for my life. Also, that was probably the wrong way. You know what? That's gonna work. It looks fine. Hey, Private Creeper. Okay, so I guess since we're playing this, let's just play this. Yahoo! Alright, we're going ham. We're going all cup tour. We're doing all 16. What are we talking about? Sam? Also, talk about, I mean, I think the last game I played was Mario Kart 8, so gonna be a little bit off here for a couple of seconds. Gotta readjust timing here. Okay. No! Oh, wow. Really? Really? Holy cow. That happened. No! I wanted... Fine. Really? Whatever. Yeah, listen. GameCube controllers are so loud, man. Like, they are known to make, like, you just... For me, it's like, now I just know when I hear a GameCube controller. Like, I know when somebody around the corner is playing a GameCube just because you can hear it. Like, you can hear it. It's so funny. Gotta experience anguish at a speed. Will I ever get Instagram? I did get one years ago and I hated it. I have actually considered Snapchat and then I was like, no, just kidding. I was like, no, I don't want this. Or like, checking it out and I was like, nope, this is as bad as I remember it. Just as much as I saw Chase get on Instagram the other day and I looked and I was like, yep, this is just as bad as I remember it. And so no, never, ever, ever, ever. Because I did have Instagram and I used it for probably 4 or 5 months and then I was just like, this is the worst. And I ditched it. I was like, this is stupid. I'm getting way too distracted by it. I don't use like well, it's saying a lot because, you know, I say I don't use much social media except for Twitter and YouTube. YouTube is I mean, Twitter's big. Twitter's big, but YouTube is like I mean, you say I don't use much social media or entertainment except for YouTube. You're basically saying I don't watch TV, but I watch TV. So can't say I don't use social media at all because I definitely do. Just very, very select sites. Ditch Facebook, ditch Instagram, ditch Vine, ditch Tumblr, ditched Snapchat. I mean, like, I don't like any of them. Can't stand any of them. Are you kidding me? Are you freaking kidding me? What? You're the small character. The idea is you accelerate faster than that. That was retarded. It's a good day, guys. Garrett's really feeling it with Double Dash right now. A game he has only played 1 billion times since its release in 2003. It still weirds me out that I've pretty much been playing this game as long as it's been out. Really? Like, really? Like, freaking really? Like, really freaking really? Get away. I'm gonna at least get second. That was bullcrap. If you're referring to my Instagram account, it should still exist. I just got rid of the app and I haven't been on Instagram in years. Like, I'm pretty sure, well, maybe potentially years. I know it was like the beginning, at least, of 2014, if not 2013. I may have gotten rid of it in 2013. Like, And I remember creating an account for Tumblr, and then it recommended I check out some stuff. The moment I started checking out some of that stuff, I was like, okay, already in a bad mood, hate everything, hate my life, hate society. I'm out, not doing Tumblr. See ya, sucker. You are a retarded piece of trash. So yeah, don't use Tumblr. That is definitely probably above everything else. I am most against Tumblr. Like that site is probably the one site I am highly against. The one that I'm just like, look, here's trash in literal form. This is actual trash we are looking at. The stuff you throw in the can. This is it right here. This is lit. You are staring straight at pure trash. That is Tumblr. I am sucking right now. Like, forget Garrett was ever good at this game, because right now he's not. Straight up hit a pillar. Nailed it. Ugh. Not feeling it right now. Hopefully I can get it back together. I'm pretty sure last game I played, last Mario Kart was Mario Kart 8. And the timing of every game since, like, Mario Kart... Well, it's frustrating. I think that's one of the biggest problems with... Well, it's one of the coolest and worst things with Mario Kart. Is that they do change the physics basically every time. So timing things is different. So I think that's a big part of why people feel like Mario Kart is not like the same trash being fed to you every time. Because it feels different every time. It feels like a new game. Whether it's a good or a bad change. However, it's, you know, it's definitely also frustrating when it's like you start playing one game and then forget the timing of, you know, stuff like drifts and mini turbos for another game in the series because it's so inconsistent in that regard. I mean, there's no way I could go from this and then to Mario Kart 8 or from Mario Kart 8 to Super Mario Kart. Like, they're so unbelievably different. Each game, they started getting a little bit more consistent by like Mario Kart Wii, maybe Mario Kart DS, but I'm gonna say Mario Kart Wii, and then every game after that, Mario Kart 7 and Mario Kart 8, were kind of similar with physics, but like all the way from the Super Mario Kart to Mario Kart Double Dash, it was just all over the place. Like the physics are just way different every time. OMG, it's Llama Man calls me Gare Bear. I don't know if he called me Gare Bear a couple minutes ago and that's what happened. What does angst mean? What is my Twitter? Oh yeah, that's right. I no longer have it in my layout. If you want my Twitter, we'll just put in the command for links, and you can see all my stuff. I know also like Facebook is in there. I told you I ditched Facebook. Technically, I'm still active on Facebook. What that means is everything I post on Twitter is connected to my Facebook account, so it goes to my Facebook account. Some posts are not going to make any sense or are going to seem accurate at all, because it's all coming from my Twitter, where, you know, I'm basing everything that I say off of what is being seen on Twitter. So I would highly recommend that you just check out the Twitter instead of the Facebook. But if you don't have Twitter, but you have a Facebook, and you don't want to get a Twitter or something like that, then you can like me on Facebook. It's just, especially by this point, becoming more and more pointless as time goes on. But, you know, it's all good. It's all good, man. Yeah, Twitter... Okay, really? Twitter is in there, whatnot, yeah. However, I will tell you guys, I know I said it also, like I basically ditched everything, including Vine. I ditched Vine, number one, because it was too much of a distraction. Number two, because so many of the people on Vine drove me absolutely crazy. All those teenagers that were doing all the, like, blah, 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 be like, jokes. I'm sorry, that crap, like, made me so depressed with life. I was like, I feel like we're losing our... And I'm sorry if any of you like that stuff. I'm not trying to, like, just totally crap on you. I'm just saying what, like, I feel about it. Drove me absolutely insane. And so, I totally... That was one of the biggest reasons I ditched it. Just because the community at the point was just tons of just 15 to 17-year-olds. I mean, me included. I was probably like 15 or 16 when I... No. I was 17. I was 17, so like a year and a half ago. And I only used it for a couple months and then kind of got rid of it. But, I still technically have one, and you'll see every once in a while I'll re-Vine or whatever it's called, repost a Vine. I don't know what they call it. Because, you know, every once in a while, like, there will be a Vine shared on Twitter, and I'll really like it, and I'll go to its original page on Vine, and then just through the desktop site, I'll just re-Vine it on my Vine account. Nobody follows me on my Vine of it. The last time I made a legit Vine myself has to be, you know, whenever I last had the app, which has to be like a year and a half ago now. But anyway, all that said, it seems like the community is kind of just chilled out a little. Like, it seems like a lot of the... Well, when I say chilled out, I mean, like, the specific stuff I hated. It seems like a lot of kind of the YouTube comedy stuff has now started popping up on Vine. Which is what I like, because I always liked YouTube, because back, you know, in its earlier days when, you know, the big guys that, well, what became the big guys were teenagers or young adults in their, you know, early 20s or something, with the exception of a few, you know, they were doing comedy that I really enjoyed. It seemed very non-mainstream and stuff that you could only get away with, you know, online. And that's what I really loved. I didn't really like the Vine stuff because it seemed like those people were just feeding off of what was pop culture at the moment. I was like, no, I've been trying to avoid that. I don't want to come back just for people to try and make more pop culture jokes on a regular basis in a way that I absolutely can't stand. So that was kind of my big no-no with Vine. But it seems like there's definitely now a lot more stuff where it's just people videoing the dumbest crap ever, and you know, that's where I come in. That's where I start enjoying it. So, you know, I use Twitch alerts, yes, for follows. If anybody is followed and I didn't notice, I'm sorry. I'm really horrible with that. I also turned off the sound because I remember, like, now it's died down a ton, but, like, there was a point, especially when I was, like, announcing the videos on my main channel, which on occasion I may decide to still do that, depending on the stream, but only on occasion, like, rare occasions. But yeah, that was when, like, constantly somebody was following, like, every other second. So then it was like the sound was constantly interrupting or overlapping. It was just getting really annoying. So I turned off the sound alert for it. I think it's on Twitter. My birthday's April 14th. Yeah. Really? Are we kidding? Are we kidding? Oh, whatever. Oh! Oh! Yeah! That's how it's done, boys. That's not how it's done, because it didn't mini turbo. That's wonderful. Thanks so much. People actually consider these games old. I have a really hard time just, you know, getting used to that. Like, I just don't, yeah, that was kind of bound to happen. I just don't see these games being old. And it's probably just mainly because I started off with games like this. Like, it still does not feel like it was that long ago that this game released. It's been, what, 12 years now? So, I mean, it's been some time. But, it still does not feel that long ago. I don't know. I think another big part of it is that, like, graphically it still doesn't look that bad. Like, it's easier to look at a game like this than it is to look at a game on the 64. It's way easier. Because a lot of games on the GameCube still looked pretty darn good. Oh, you never been, this is your first time here? Let's go, Sebastian. Yo, why is the chat kind of like dead-ish right now? Having a League of Legends account probably equally kills as many brain cells as Insta. I think the problem is whenever you play a decent game on League of Legends, it's fine. The problem is that most of the time you don't play a good League of Legends game. Most of the time, it's just stupid people. This is coming from a guy who's only been playing the game for like a month. I've already witnessed how stupid the community, like, it's that easy to just realize within a month of playing the game, it's just a monstrosity. Instagram, on the other hand, well, yeah, see, I think it's equal because Instagram can have great stuff. You can be following people with a really artsy eye, and they're taking really neat pictures with an iPhone. That's kind of cool. But then there's the people, now, technically you don't have to follow them, but it's pretty hard to avoid it, especially when you have friends that want you following them. And it's just tons of girls making duck faces and making the dumbest move, like, poses, and everybody looking retarded and saying the dumbest things and making speeches under their pictures. Like, that drives me absolutely insane. I don't want to hear about your crap. Shut up. Goodness. Alright, well, with that said, snowing here, we're having a good time playing Sherbet Land. Oh, man. Ah. You know, speaking of Genesis from earlier, half speaking of Genesis, I just saw this thing from Pat the NES Punk. I don't know if any of you guys are familiar with him. He's a YouTuber. He's a really cool guy. He also does this podcast with another guy, and they were talking about how there was news that this guy took his Sega Genesis into a pawn shop. The pawn shop guys, smart enough as they were, decided to check every little bit of the console, right? To make sure everything was working and looked fine. They look in the cartridge slot of the Genesis. They look in the cartridge slot. There is crystal meth in the Genesis. So immediately they call 911 and they get this guy that just comes in to sell his Genesis. He gets arrested. It is so funny and terrible at the exact same time. Like, this dude has been hiding crystal meth in his Genesis. It's amazing. Oh man. It says there's 14 viewers for me. Oh, you just made a Twitter? Cool. Hey, we do well when we have a pentacule in the sky. Oh, really? Yeah, I gained a lot just from my YouTube following. That's where most of them are coming from. But yeah, I remember doing some of those earlier streams, like when my YouTube following was really small. Like GC Waves only had like 400 subscribers. And you know, I would freak out when there were 3 people watching me. Legit. Like, I thought that was I was so successful with 3 viewers. But yeah, that's cool though that you've been here that long. Cause let's see, that was, you know, that had to be like a year and a half ago, or you know, maybe a tad bit less than that. But how do you use this thing? You'll figure it out. Just don't follow the wrong people. There are some people that you just don't want to follow. It's kind of like Instagram, though. I feel like it's a little bit easier to get around crap than Instagram or Vine or something like that. But just don't follow the wrong people, because there are some people that just irritate the crap out of me, and I unfollowed them. Yo, suckers! Get a load of this! Get a load of this! Really? Really? Really, bruh? Really? Okay. Dang it. Darn. I hate this stage. I've grown to... I didn't used to hate it. Probably when I played the game more casually, and it didn't really matter. I mean, right now it's clear I'm kind of playing casually. I'm not playing very great, but... whenever I actually try to play this game, like, at a more competitive level, I can't stand this stage. This stage is like the bane of my existence. Ugh. I drove right into that because I was trying to itch something, and I should have just paused. I didn't think I was gonna curve right into it. I guess I accidentally like hit the control stick or something. I don't know. I didn't see that there. That was lame. That came out of nowhere. Didn't mean to do that. Holy crap, please stop, and you are slowing me down. Oh my gosh, that's gonna be bad, and I'm gonna get overtaken, but no, just kidding, not yet. Will he make it, is the question, because they are on my tail. I made it. Daily Motion. Nobody ever brings up that site. Daily Motion, Metacafe, those are like the 2 sites I can think of, like, off the top. Because I don't really count Vimeo, because Vimeo kind of decided we're no good competition for this situation. We're going to become something different. So now they're kind of like, their big thing is like professional video. Like where people, like professional cinematographers upload files for, you know, high quality video, because YouTube always compresses the crap out of everything. So I think that's kind of where Vimeo is. So I don't really count, because they're not really competition for YouTube anymore. Nobody is competition for YouTube. YouTube is so like, there is no other, there's nothing else. If there's ever a point where something else stands up and takes a stand against YouTube and makes a good, puts up a good fight, I will be amazed. And you know, it's probably, it is possible, but it's really hard, and I don't see it happening anytime soon. And then there's Daily Motion and Metacafe. I don't even know what they're trying to do. Like, what the heck? Like, are you still trying to come? Are you just competing against each other now? Like, what are you? Oh, you gotta go. See you later, Shy. How's the RTTTA going? It's going. It's going. I gotta record a little bit more footage. Something I'll probably do tonight. Yeah. And then from there we'll see. We'll see what happens. But yeah, as far as I know, probably gonna shoot that stuff tonight, and then what's probably gonna happen next is I'm gonna just start editing, because I've got the only thing that I'm missing now is footage for Sonic 3 Knuckles, and I'm trying to get footage from somebody else for it, but I don't know how that's gonna work out. So you know, I got video of Sonic 1 and 2. Also figured out in the meantime, wow, do I really hate Sonic Mega Collection now that I've played the Genesis version so heavily. I was just playing it, and I think a big part of it is because I was trying to play it on the HD TV to get higher quality, which I didn't get because I figured out that the game Sonic Mega Collection cannot be recorded in Component. It cannot be recorded in Progressive Scan, which is retarded. Most GameCube games can, so what the heck, Sonic Mega Collection? So because of that, it was basically completely pointless playing it, but I did, and somehow managed to get myself to Starlight Zone again. I guess I've gotten better at the game. But it was really frustrating and really hard for me to play. Number one, with the GameCube controller, this is not meant for 3D. This D-pad is not meant for 3D. Don't try to make it meant for 3D. This thing is not meant for 2D. Do not try to make it for 2D. Just need to lay that on the line, because too many people have made that mistake, and it drives me crazy. Now, can I play with the analog stick? Yes, I did play it, but it's just way harder. And then secondly, I really realized suddenly after playing that, just after playing the Genesis version, the original version, like, holy cow, playing on the HD TV causes so much lag. Like, because of me and how much I'm thrown off by non-precise timing, that was kind of what made me like say like I can't do any of these old games on HD TV anymore. There's too much, because it's like a 60 to 70 millisecond lag, I want to say, and for me that throws off my entire ability to play the game. Whereas on a CRT, it's probably just a couple of milliseconds, if not even. I mean, it's so quick. It's pretty darn precise, and that's kind of a big deal for me. And so that's kind of one of the things that just made me decide this isn't going to work. I am no longer playing any of my older games on the HD TV. There's just too much input lag for it to be okay with me. So yeah, that just threw off my entire ability to play Sonic 1, because I was so used to timing everything based on the moment I press A, he jumps immediately, as opposed to 60 to 70 milliseconds later, which does not seem like a lot. It's a pretty short time, but it completely throws off my timing, and I ended up failing miserably recording the game. Again, I managed to get to Starlight Zone. Didn't get very far, but I did. But yeah, that's kind of that. So then right after that, I was like, hey, guess I'm going to be recording. I don't care about quality anymore. I guess I'm going to be recording. Especially since Sonic Mega Collection could only record in a recording composite, which is stupid. I just decided, well, I guess it's a lost cause anyway. May as well just play on the original Genesis version. So I played Sonic 2 and Genesis for the video. So now I could do Sonic 3 Knuckles, but I'm going to see if I can get somebody else's footage. If not, then I guess I'll do it myself. It's just a big game and kind of a pain to record all of that. Really? And then that happened. Alright, see you what? 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 Okay, really? These past few seconds have just been full of unfortunate events. Legit series of unfortunate events right here. Okay, luckily I'm gaining well, not when that crap happens. Yay, I made it. Fluffy Cloud. What the heck? Nobody click on the video. Or the link. From what I know, that's a porn site. And I strictly have said in the chat rules, don't put porn links in the... Because that's not the first time it's happened. What's my favorite Nintendo console? It's either the GameCube or the 64. It's hard for me to say because I love both of them. I kind of grew up with both of them. It was kind of like 64 is kind of the, Why? Just why? Like, suddenly just today I'm just being pooped around. Like, what the heck? Managed to dodge all that, though. I can feel okay about that. But what the crap, man? Yeah, anyway, I never updated to say I'm playing Mario Kart Double Dash. I guess anybody that sees the thumbnail will know what I'm playing, but still. At least it doesn't say I'm playing a completely different game. I'm pretty sure it just doesn't say that I'm playing a game. I always forget to update that thing every single time. Terrible with it. Okay. Yeah, anyway, yeah, I feel like GameCube or 64 is probably where it's at for me. Well, no, it's definitely one of the two. I can't say for sure which one I prefer. I think, oh, it's hard, because GameCube and 64 kind of both are the same, where it's like they got the great titles, then you got like your secondary titles, which are decent, and then you just got the crap. And it's just like, what, you know, I don't really own many of the crap games, but, you know, that obviously makes my library for both tighter, smaller. But, I mean, I don't know. I don't know, man. It's one of the two. I started off with the 64. GameCube was kind of the revolutionary, wow, cool graphics thing when I was 5 or 6 years old. So, you know, from there, it's been one of the two. It's just funny now, because now, like, people look back at the GameCube like, oh my gosh, it's so old. I'm like, oh my gosh, when I was, like, your age, I guess, you know, if we're referring to me talking to, like, a 6-year-old. I mean, honestly, when I was, like, 6, I was like, man, graphics on this console are the best. Honestly, they were. GameCube graphics, like, blew PS2 out of the water. Probably, you know, 8 out of 10 times. Xbox, I don't even know. I knew people with PS2. I knew one person with an Xbox. Well, I knew 2 people with an Xbox. And, like, I'm talking, like, the original, like, the first Xbox. Twitter is easy to figure out, because it's just really low on the IQ spectrum. It's just a, well, here, basically if things look really random, then you're in the right place. Twitter is really random. It's really uncalled for. People will post the most random, out of context, practically unfinished sentence things. I mean, when you only have 140 characters to fit your entire statement, some people will just say things that's not even a complete statement. Which is where I think funny things come from. But I also prefer that 140 character limit because that means nobody can spam your feed. Well, people can spam your feed, but you can't, unlike something like Facebook or Instagram, where you basically have no character limit. People can't post the longest, most painful, "This is my life right now, I am in much depression, help me," right in front of your face. Like, you have to go to a link to read it. So then it definitely becomes more of, if I actually care about this person, I will read this. I just did that. Which I prefer. I don't like the whole, "This is my life right now. Everybody that is following me, or somebody that is friends of friends," or something like that, you know, "This is my life, I'm in this much pain, paragraphs, 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 everybody must see this." Like, it's just going to be on your feed. Like, that was one of the things that drove me nuts about Instagram and Facebook, is like, I just see this drama just being dragged out, and it's like I couldn't get around it unless I muted the person. And I ended up, by the time I ditched Facebook, I muted probably I had like 400 friends, probably 350 out of 400 of my friends. Like, I just didn't want to hear anybody's crap. And I think that's one of the big things about Twitter for me, is like, you have 140 characters to say something. If you're gonna be mad, you have to put it in that amount. I am sucking. I don't mean to go down here. Holy cow. Anyway, yeah. Getting all mad again. Guess I'm just all fired up today. I don't know why. It's just because we keep bringing up social media, and I love just farting on it. Anyway, that's pretty much why I love Twitter way more than anything else, is because people can't just crap about stuff, like, for hours on end with paragraphs and paragraphs. If they want to be mad, and they want to speak in paragraphs on Twitter, the annoying part comes in when they start spamming over. And I mean, I've done it too, where it's like people will express their thoughts by just going, like, just splitting their post in like 10 different parts, just because of the 140 character limit. But even then, like, it's often, especially when you're following a lot of other people, like, it gets spliced up by other people posting stuff, so then it's never like one ginormous annoying paragraph of just crap that you don't want to read. So yeah, it just seems like there is drama on every social media. It doesn't matter where you are. Humans are just irritatingly dramatic, but it definitely seems more subtle on something like Twitter, or at least it's easier to get around it. If it's not more subtle, it's easier to avoid it, because it doesn't feel like it's being forced down your throat like it does feel like it is on, like, Facebook or, again, Instagram. Yeah, pretty much just in conclusion, if I care about somebody, I will see what they have to say. I will see what they feel like. If it's somebody that I barely know, or if it's a friend of a friend who's retweeting, or I guess in Facebook sense, like just being a friend of a friend or sharing a post, something that I just don't care about, I'm not part of your life unless you are intentionally asking for my help, which I will help you if you want it, if I can. I don't want to listen to your complaints about stuff unless you're intentionally seeking help from me or somebody like me, or somebody I know. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just feels exactly like if I were just to walk around in normal day life and some guy just randomly started talking about how much he hates his ex-girlfriend. Like, just some guy that I hardly know. Like, really? Really? So, yeah. That's Facebook. That's why I don't do Facebook. That's why I don't do Instagram. That's why I do Twitter, because I can choose who irritates me and who doesn't. So, long talk. This is my favorite stage in the game. And one of my favorite Mario Kart stages ever. In fact, it may be my favorite one. I just love this stage. It's a good one. We're about to be done with it, but I really enjoy it. You need help buying a Ferrari. Oh, man. Yeah, sure, I can do that for you. Just kidding. Actually, I have actually looked into getting like a 1990s Ferrari, because I'm more interested in 1990s like hot rods than like sports cars than now. And I mean, it makes it easier on my life because they're way cheaper. Like, I've seen like some 90s Ferraris that are in decent condition go for like 30,000, which is really cheap for a Ferrari. Really dirt cheap. Is that cheap overall? No, 30,000 is a lot of money, but like for a Ferrari, that is like dirt cheap. It's so, and I was like I remember seeing some of that. I was like, I could make this happen one day. I mean, yes, but see, the thing is, the problem with that is that it's used. There might be, like, there, more often than not, are a lot of miles on those cars. What's more, 30,000, I could get, like, a brand new Honda vehicle. A brand new Honda vehicle for 30,000. So, but for a Ferrari, like, 30,000, dirt cheap. Easy, easy money. Because, I mean, those things usually sell for like 200, 250,000 even sometimes. Probably, maybe even more expensive. I mean, Ferraris are just... What is my luck today? Why do I keep getting bumped? This never... It's like just today. Only today. Only today am I just going to get continually bumped. I'm already feeling that bad things are going to happen on Rainbow Road. It's this... Like, this crap never happens. I love how it's like, I just suddenly, like, I mean, I'm not good at video games. Really, overall, I've realized, like I said, I've gotten better at them. Well, I realize I'm better at them when I play on the CRT TV, and that a lot of my thinking I'm getting worse at games is actually the fact that I've been playing on the wrong TV. Legit. But then it just seems like I just have to suck every time that I stream or play for the purposes of YouTube or something. Because every time I play with nothing in mind to record or stream or whatever it is, I kick butt. Like specifically with this game, or, you know, even Sonic. It's only when other people are watching that it just completely goes downhill. Like, it's just over. You know, it's fun. It's great. I hate this stage. This is not a favorite. Oh, thanks. Thanks, dude. Thanks, man. Thanks, man. Hey, I will give somebody $40 the first day that I see League of Legends not being the #1 most viewed game on Twitch. Just feel like I need to put that out there. That game, I think in the entire past year or more, it has probably just held the spot. Like, I don't think it's changed. I think in the entire span of, like, an entire year or maybe 2 years, it has been... I mean, I'd be amazed if there was ever a point something else took it over. I think League of Legends has legit been the most viewed game on Twitch every single day, every single hour for probably the past year and a half or 2 years. Yes, you should get a Dreamcast. Actually, I don't own one, so I cannot give you a solid opinion on that. But I would like a Dreamcast. There are a lot of people that I know that talk about how absolutely underrated the system was. Actually, most people look at it as kind of a god of the video game consoles now. Kind of in the same way that people are looking at GameCube now. Lots of people really did not like the GameCube when it first came out. I was not one of those people. I grew up with it. It was what I knew, and I absolutely loved it. I've loved it since day one. But there are people out there that were very, very skeptic of the GameCube that are now kind of changing their mind, and it's kind of become a praised console. Dreamcast is kind of in the same area where, well, here's the thing, is I really never knew much about the Dreamcast when it was, because they stopped selling them in what, like 02? Something like that? It's just today! Look at that! It's the big guys pushing me around. This is crap that doesn't happen on a regular basis. It's just today. Ugh. Anyway, yeah, the Dreamcast, I can't really say, because even though I was obviously alive when it was out, like, it's not older than me, I remember, the GameCube, I remember the PS2, surely I would remember the Dreamcast, I actually really don't, like, that just wasn't a, I don't know, I think it's just, by the time the PS2 and the GameCube came out, and then the Xbox, it was, the poor Dreamcast just had nothing. It was just done. And then that's when they decided, we can't do this anymore. We've tried our best, and our biggest, our golden moment was the Genesis, and just from there, it just, that was probably their only, it's just today, just bad luck. Genesis really was their only golden moment. Now, they had success with the Dreamcast. Because of Sonic Adventure and Sonic Adventure 2, they were successful with the Dreamcast. The Dreamcast by no means bombed. But by the time GameCube and PS2 and then Xbox came out, Dreamcast was not making as much money as they were putting in to make the consoles and the games. And that just kind of obviously forced them to stop making consoles, which is really unfortunate, because they were almost always ahead of their game. They were always doing things that were ahead of the times. I would love to see them go at it again and try and make another console, but you know, probably in my dreams, if that ever happened again, it would be a miracle. So but yeah, man, Genesis was when they put up a good fight, and they were doing a great job. By the end of the Genesis era, Saturn didn't really bomb, but it failed much more than it should have. Probably mainly because they didn't have they did have Sonic Saturn titles, neither of which are something anybody wanted. It was kind of a failure. That was Sonic's really rough transition to 3D. And then Dreamcast happened, Sonic Adventure 1 and 2, which really was a great selling point for the console, and the console was also graphically far ahead of the 64 and the PS1. Which it was basically what it was competing with until GameCube and PS2 came around and kind of threw it to the ground. So, is the most viewed thing right now actually Bob Ross? Am I gonna have to pay somebody $40? Are we for real? Are we actually for real? I'm gonna have to check the main page of... Because on the main page of the iPhone thing, it says that, it says that, like, most viewed game. So maybe just because it's game, I don't know. And not Bob Ross. Yeah. What's my opinion on anime? Generally, I don't like it. It just kind of drives me crazy. Girls are cute, and that's about it. After that, it's just like, the quality of this stuff is not that great. It just... Now, I will give you this. Fight sequences are almost always... I saw it coming. I saw it coming. I knew this crap was gonna happen. I told you. I prophesied this. I said Rainbow Road is not gonna go well. Straight up. I knew exactly what was gonna happen. Oh my gosh. Just considering my freaking luck today. Uh-oh. Anyway, yeah. When it comes to anime, fight sequences, almost always I prefer over, cartoon fight sequences in America. In fact, generally I consider Asian, like, Chinese and mainly Japanese produced fight sequences better than I prefer Western fight sequences. Which is honestly one of the only areas where I really prefer something on the Eastern end than, you know, the Western end of things. Generally, I prefer the way the West America does stuff. But fight sequences, even in, like, films, Japanese films and stuff, like, I haven't really watched a lot of Japanese. I don't know if I've ever actually watched a full Japanese film, but I've seen fight sequences. And almost always, I am far more intrigued and interested than I am with a fight sequence, that was created by, you know, some American director. I don't know. It just seems like Japan they're more quick, they're faster, it's a lot crazier. Often it's more comedic and just crazy and weird, and something about that. Generally, the crazy and weird side of Japan is what makes me not totally dig them. But when it comes to fight sequences, I think that's the biggest reason I like them more. Is just because it's weird, it's fast, it's crazy. I just died. I'm really failing at playing this game at all right now. Here's a star. Can we pick it up? No. What is going on? My luck today is beyond. This is so bad. Like, this never ever happens, no matter how bad I am at the game. It's almost just straight up luck right now that things are just not going well at all. It's kind of, by this point, it's just becoming comedic. Like, it's just completely intentional that this time around, I'm just getting all the crap. Anyway, yeah. Anime is just, because I can't stand the directing. I don't care if it's, you know, sub or dub, as people like to say. I definitely would prefer sub because I can't stand... There are very, very few... It's hard to give an opinion when I've seen, like, a full 3 animes and then just gave up. I'm just completely lost it. Like, because I have a couple friends. You guys may be familiar with Tracy. She's a huge anime fanatic. She's tried getting me into many different animes, and... Of all of them, the only one that I can even get into is Sword Art Online. She tried showing me, what is it, Clanad? How do you say it? Oh my gosh, I hate it. I mean, like that stuff, I just can't. I can't. Like, I think one of the most annoying things is that anime always has a, I just straight up came in 5th on Rainbow Road. This is the worst I've played in a long time. I say that every time, but I really think this is the worst I've played in a long... This is legitimately the worst I've played in a long... It doesn't matter if I came in 1st. The fact of the matter is I should have gotten 160 points. Oh my gosh, that's terrible. Ugh. I'm with the minority with SAO. What do you mean? What do you mean I'm with the minority? I don't okay, let me put this, let me get specific though. I really need to make this clear. The first season of Sword Art Online, I liked it. Really cool concept. Obviously the dialogue is completely amiss. Sucks crap. The worst thing ever. But, you know, kind of treat it like Star Wars. Star Wars has terrible dialogue, terrible directing, but great concepts. And also fantastic visuals, and so it's iconic. It's amazing. It's an amazing film, not for its actual directing or characters, but just because of what it managed to do. Sword Art Online is cool because it's a really, really neat concept. It had really cool fight sequences. It was really well done early on. Second season was a load of ginormous BS. It is the dumbest. It's just bad. I'm not gonna get fired up again. It's just bad. It's terrible. And then I remember they tried doing, I just call it the third season, but Sword Art Online 2, even worse. I mean, terrible, terrible, terrible. So the first season is good. Second season is awful. Third season is, you know, Sword Art Online 2 is god-awful. And so, yeah. Yeah, I know, right, Sam? Tracy does not seem... the thing is, most people don't see Tracy immediately as a nerd of any type, but she is secretly a ginormous PlayStation and Nintendo freak. I think ultimately not as much as I am. I mean, this is Garrett we're talking about. I basically have made my life video games. You know, when it comes to, anime, yeah, she's a huge, which is funny, because, let's be honest, there are a lot of really, really obsessive anime fans that are really awkward and weird. I'm really sorry. But it's just kind of true. And so, you know, she's not one of them. It's very weird. Exactly. Asuna turned into damsel in distress, who was being sexually molested by some other dude by the end of Sword Art Online 2. I remember seeing the last episode. I just clicked out. I was like, this is crap. I was like, this is the worst way to end this. I was so mad at myself that I went through all of that. And that's the thing. I went through an entire season of Clannad, because Tracy was she was telling me it was going to get better. I can't believe, it's just like, you know, have any of you guys seen It's the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown? I feel like the girl, oh shoot, what's her name? The blonde girl that has a crush on Linus. I feel like her, because I'm like, you just put me through all this, and I just wasted my time. That I just feel like I wasted all my time. Like, I got nothing out of this. I feel like my time has just been wasted. That's how I feel. I feel like that girl. I felt like I was that way with Sword Art Online 2. Well, no, not 2, because I watched one episode and decided I'm not even going to try. I'm not going to bother. But no, I mean, Season 2, and Clannad, the first season. I was just like, why? Why did anybody waste my time with this? Obviously, if Tracy was here, she would be pissed off at me right now. I'm sure some of you can. Some of you surely can. But yeah, no. See, that is what made me love the first season of Sword Art. Well, it's not what made me love the first season, but that's one of the things that was really cool. Is for freaking once, it was like, sure, there may have been parts where Asuna breaks down, cries, oh my god, hold me, blah blah blah, retarded romantic subplot, just like every other anime. But all of that said, she was way more kick butt, and that's what I like to see. Because I feel like way too many times anime just portrays women as just, oh, we're so weak and stuff. I'm like, okay, cool, I understand that. Girls can be that way. There's nothing wrong with that. But when it's constantly that, I'm getting tired of the same concept the same way that romance is portrayed. I don't know. It's really refreshing when they finally are like, let's do something where the chick is going to be really freaking awesome. So yeah. Yeah, I remember Tracy tried to get me into fairy tale as well. That was another thing that it was like, I just wasted my time. All of this time I could be doing something else, and I've wasted it watching this. Now I will say, the one good thing about Clannad is the comedy, at least in the first season, is quite a bit more Western-ish. I actually could laugh at it. That's always been one of the biggest weaknesses with anime. I mean, I could say that for anything. There's so many big weaknesses and no-goes for me with anime, but that's one of them, is when they try to be funny, Japan's comedy is not America's comedy. I watch it, and they're like, ha, this is a joke, ha ha ha, and I'm like, ha ha ha, now I feel awkward and weird, and oh gosh, this is wow, no. That's one of the big, like, that's just a big turnoff. Like, I can't stand when people try to make something funny, and I just sit there, I'm like, oh gosh, no, just no. That's me with most anime, on a general basis. Clannad managed to have a lot of comedy that I actually could laugh at, which is amazing, because generally when Japan, it's not that I'm against Japan, it's that they're completely different. Whatever they think is funny, generally we're not going to agree on. We're not going to find it funny like they do. A lot of things that we find funny, they're just going to be like, that is awful. Why would you think of that? That is kind of our relationship with Japan, on a general day-to-day basis. Yeah, I could get into so much more about how that affects everything in the video game world, but I've done it a million times and I'm not gonna do it right now. But yeah, I think that's another big weakness, is I just sit there and I'm just like, no, this isn't funny. I can't do this. How many consoles do I have? You have 7. You have 7. Okay, name them all right now. Name all of the consoles you have. Name all the consoles you have. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 6. Not including the... Yeah, I have 6. I have 6 consoles. The only reason I haven't gotten rid of my Wii U is because I'm planning to get an NES, just so I can say, at least at some point, I had every single Nintendo console. Home console, not handheld. Psh, handheld. Psh. No, for real. See, that's the one thing. Nintendo 3DS. Fire Emblem Awakening. Very, very Japanese. Very anime influenced. Heavily. But great game nonetheless. Absolutely loved it. You know, the story I could, you know, take or leave. But the game as a whole is fantastic. It's really solid, and that was a game I loved, and its replayability was amazing. I probably played it 2 or 3 times over. So yeah. So I'm really excited about If, or what do they call it? It's not If here, is it? Fates. Fates. That's what it's called in America. Fire Emblem Fates. It's If in Japan, and I've just kind of naturally gone with that. If. What the heck? I've just kind of naturally gone with that now because, you know, that's the thing. That's what it was first announced as, because for some reason they got their game in Japan already. I mean, they've had it there for a while. They need to stop doing that. They really need to stop doing the whole release at some point in they just need to release worldwide at the same time. It seems like a much better decision, especially with the internet now, where anybody can basically figure out the game and just know everything about it before it's out, like an entire year now. Because they're like, we're gonna put it up in Japan, so, you know, any Japanese guy can, or somebody that gets a Japanese copy
You can just upload the entire thing to YouTube and be like, look, here's the game, enjoy it. And then everybody will know, back and front, the entire game. Worldwide releases is a far better idea by this point with video games. Aliens or zombie? Aliens, duh. Zombies are old. Old. Old as crap. So done with zombies. They were cool, and I really dug them back when I was 13. And since then, because they started kind of coming up, it's just kind of like how vampires were and whatnot. It's just done. It's dead. It's just stop, please, stop. I'm just like, I've seen enough. Because now, if anybody's been following me on Twitter, they legit, word for word, they are legitimately making Pride and Prejudice plus zombies. Word for word, that is what it's called. Literally A plus zombies. Pride and it looks like one of those films where it's like the people that decided we need to do this and hired a director to do it were not taking it seriously and knew it was just going to be to make a buck. But the people that are actually making the film, it looks like they're taking it seriously. I mean, it's just like Abraham Lincoln and the Vampire Slayer, except worse. I'm telling you, it's zombies now. First it was vampires, now it's zombies. Oh, man. I love zombies. Oh, just kidding. I did, though. I used to like zombies. I like the whole... I remember, you know, like, there was Black Ops and the whole zombies stuff. I dug that. I really enjoyed that for a time. But now, by this point, I'm just kind of like... It's an old concept. People have ran it to the ground. We need a new one. Aliens, on the other hand, definitely is something that has kind of been ran to the ground, but scattered across many years, so it doesn't seem like it's been drilled into the ground as far as zombies. The zombies concept has. Anyway. Yeah, well, with that said, it's freaking like 12:30. It is 12:30 here. I need to go get lunch, and then I'm gonna come back, and, well, unless there's food here, I don't know. And then I'm gonna record probably Sonic Adventure 2, and then tonight I'll probably do some recording of the RTTTA stuff. And then I'll start editing, I guess. Well, yeah. Yes. I just really need to get that Sonic 3 Knuckles footage. Yeah. So we'll see. Oh, darn, Capkai, I'm about to go. I'm sorry, dude. Oh, I see. Hang on. Wow, really? Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Wow, you have a Master System? Woo! Man, that is rare. That is rare, man. Because that was like the console that was attempting to go up against the NES, but the NES was unstoppable. The NES completely owned that generation. Nothing else stood a chance. Nothing else stood. I'm pretty sure it was like 90 or 95% of the market that they just dominated for probably a solid 5 years. You can't see my face. Yeah, no, for real though. Like, Master System had nothing on NES. Just did not. And then they came back with the Genesis, and that's when things turned around. But the NES, that was Nintendo's biggest glory. That was Nintendo's glory days. That was when they were farting money and there was nobody else stopping them. They were the god of game systems at that point, and it's never been like that since. It doesn't matter how successful the SNES or 64 was. The NES was, and probably will remain. I know the Wii has ultimately sold I think is now the second best-selling console behind PS2. I'm gonna say, or that might go to the DS. I forget, or the DS might be third. One way or another, the NES was still kind of nobody else was. That was kind of still their easy money point, where nobody else was coming close. Nobody even could touch them. They were invincible at that point. It wasn't until Genesis that things turned around, and that was like 5 years afterward, if not more. I mean, they really, NES came out in like 84, 85, got big between 85 and 86, and then just held the market till probably 91 or 92, and then Genesis kind of took over for a bit, and then Nintendo kind of was able to regain their footing again. Sega started losing their footing by the Saturn era, but then PS1 comes in and kicks everybody's butts. And even if the 64 was very successful, as far as I remember, the PS1 is still the most successful of that generation. And ultimately, I can't blame. That PS1 was very, very good competition for the Nintendo. Yeah. Yeah, well, yeah, and yeah, 64 was... They still did well with the 64, though. The GameCube, I think, was the first time that Nintendo started to see, that was kind of their first struggle. Again, GameCube did not bomb by any means, but it was the least successful of all three consoles of that era, and it kind of struggled to really to gain a. I mean, I don't know, and it's interesting because I think the GameCube maybe. Well, I don't remember. Xbox might be stronger than the GameCube. But I know that the GameCube is stronger than the PS2 by a long shot. PS2 is technically way superior to the PS2, but the PS2 won, and then the Wii was technically way inferior to the PS3 and the Xbox 360. But the Wii blew those two games out of the water, or game consoles. So I think it's interesting that that's a testament. You don't necessarily need technically the best console to sell the most, because I think in some regards, even Nintendo 64 was technically superior to the PS1. In many ways, it was, but I think it was because PS1 was a little bit more third-party friendly, which is a big deal, big deal, and something Nintendo has been struggling with since Wii. Really, I mean, if we're gonna be generous and just say Wii U, they've really been struggling with Wii U. But no, I'm done. And I stream you making RTTTA, please. Possibly, I might do something. I might stream me working on something on Friday or something. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I don't know, man. But yeah. Anyway, the conclusion to the last thing I was saying is pretty much game consoles don't sell game consoles. Games sell game consoles. So if you got good third-party support, good games, most importantly, and good marketing, you're on a roll. Wii U is failing it up. So, there's a reason the Wii U ain't doing so well. It's not doing the worst. But it's not doing. It's probably been one of Nintendo's worst times in their existence since before NES. Well, before Donkey Kong, probably. Because Donkey Kong was kind of their turnaround. Because they were having a hard time. In fact, I think they almost gave up, and then Shigeru Miyamoto came around and literally saved the entire company. So, you know, I think there's definitely I don't know if they've ever struggled this much. And I mean, to a certain degree, they're not struggling at all. They made so much money off the Wii, I'm sure they're fine. Oh, look, it's my puppy. Oh, hi, puppy. What do you want? What do you want? Huh? What's in your mouth? What's in your mouth? Huh? What is that? Just fuzz? Really? Look at my retarded dog. She's cute until she's annoying, and she's more often than not annoying than cute, so she's not mine. She really isn't. She's not my dog. She's my mother's. I like bigger dogs, and I like stupid cats. I love stupid cats, and I love bigger dogs. I can't. What are you doing? I can't get with this whole small dog thing. What time is it in America? Currently, right now, well, there's, what are there, like 4 time zones in America? There might be only 3. No, there might be, there's 4. There's 4. There's, East, Central, what is the other one? I know there's, Pacific time or whatever. I don't even know. Yeah, I just know, there might even be more than 4. I'm not great with this stuff. But I know I'm Central Time, so right now it's like 12:35, 12:40, something like that. It's 12:40. I need to go. You're just so dumb. You're just so retarded. Let me see. Let me see if there's anybody streaming that I can host. Not Bob Ross, because everybody's watching him. If you want to go watch Bob Ross, go watch Bob Ross. I'm gonna go... Oh! Heck to the yes! DMoon9 is doing a Twilight Princess speedrun. We're gonna go over there. We're gonna raid him with our very, very amazing, ginormous number of 14 viewers. And then yeah, I'm gonna ditch this joint, go get some lunch, come back, record Sonic Adventure 2 and whatever else. So yeah, thank you for coming, guys. Yeah, thank you for coming, guys. And I will see you later. We're gonna do my favorite one right now. We're gonna do the happy little raid. You know, that's where it's at, bro. Hang on, let me put this link in chat. I believe that's the link. Hopefully it is. Okay. And then we're gonna use the yes, Copperas. We're gonna use the Copperas thing, emoji thingy. So yeah, thank you for coming, guys. Copy. Let's make sure that this is correct. Is this correct? Oh my gosh. He's not offline. Hang on, let me check real quick. Make sure that he's online. I'm pretty sure he's online. Alright. Yeah, so with that, we're going to go over there. You just spam the message a few times. It's going to be pretty pathetic because there's only like 11 or 12 of us. Yeah. So, you know. It is what it is. But, you know, we do the thing, man. We do the thing. What are you doing? Hey, move. Get off. Get off. Hey, come on. Move. Get off. Were you licking my coffee? Hey. No, none of that. See, this is where she becomes annoying. Stop it. Move. Go. Move. Stop. Move. Go. Retard. Alright. Anyway, yeah, all that. Thank you for coming, guys. And I will see you Friday-ish. Are you licking my mic? Would you stop? Holy cow. Alright, I don't think I can host with this account. I gotta host with. Alright, thank you for coming, guys. And I will see you later. Bye-bye.